Certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. There you go. Give me that piece of paper, would you do? Hey, gimme. Wise ass. Gotta make you read it again. The Flies are here tonight. Adam and Joshua, both brothers, and really, this is their first album. I don't know that much about the band, but I'm already gonna start a fan club. I'm hugely intrigued.
Right.
Drew read one of the first bios he's ever read in his life, and he found out that, tell us all the stuff he found out on the bio, Drew.
Their dad was a physician that toured the country treating the underprivileged, and hauled his 9 or 14 kids around with him. Like, there really were 14, but because there were some half-sisters and brothers, and there was a little conflict erupted about that when that was even mentioned by these guys.
Right.
And all the brothers and sister are doing interesting things, and...
well, let's talk about being hauled around the country
It was awful.
No.
When did it start? What are both your ages, by the way, Adam?
I'm going to be 29. Josh is 23.
Adam's the mad scientist.
Right. And so it must have been a different experience because you got a 6-year difference in there. Now, how old were you, Adam, when you started going around the country with your dad?
Well, my dad got this, like, enlightened vision. He used to be, like, this really legitimate, corporate, not corporate, but, he was, like, the head of Department of Health in Hawaii. He was part of the Atomic Weapons Project. He was a, Stanford graduate. He was into it for the long haul of being a medical doctor. But at some point he realized, like, he just wasn't healthy. He's written a book on health, and he's an expert on preventative medicine. And his thing is not like treating people that are ill. His thing is like preventing illness. And he just woke up one day when we were kids, and he just changed his whole life. He really dropped out of the rat race. We lived in a camper, pro surfers.
Hold on, Drew. Did they call that a change of heart, or is that a tumor?
Usually the tumor. Maybe his name's Zorback. Change his name to Zorback.
Shut up. I was talking about one of my mom's old hippie boyfriends.
His first name is Don, I'll give you that much.
So he packed up everybody.
That's right.
And you guys left Hawaii.
That's right.
Which sucks because people usually leave Cleveland, and it's not that big a deal.
Right.
But leaving Hawaii's really gotta hurt.
We went to horrible little towns like Portales, New Mexico, which actually is quite a nice town now, but at the time it was really, really hard.
How old were you guys?
I was just born, really, from that time on. I mean, my dad delivered a lot of us kids, and it has been like a very, very wild ride. I mean, he went from being the doctor to the Shah of Iran to being a guy that really traded his medical services for what he could get for it. And Josh has towards the latter part, where they were in places like Acapulco and their Central American places where people really needed medical attention. I mean, he's been bitten by every wild animal. That dogs. He's had rabies shots twice.
Really?
Cats, vermin, snakes, scorpion, everything.
That's my whole thing about the outdoor life, and especially when you're talking about South America or Central America, places
Mexico,
like that.
really.
Mexico, you're talking about scorpions and snakes and just stuff. The problem is you're sleeping on the ground, and there's a lot of them on the ground. And that to me just sounds like a horrible mixture. To me, nothing worse than a scorpion. I mean, God did not create a creature more gruesome than a scorpion, because it's sort of an insect, but it's a big insect, and it's got this long tail with the thing on the end of it, like a spear. Oh, and pinchers on the front. It's really like someone sat down and created the scorpion.
A monster. Oh, yeah.
Like some guy who was high on mushrooms at Hanna-Barbera sat down with a sketch pad and created a scorpion.
Weren't they all high on mushrooms at Hanna-Barbera?
It sounds like your dad kind of got caught into the culture that was sweeping the nation at the time.
Yeah,
he was actually in the mainstream.
Yeah, he was not yet
from one mainstream to another.
He was not yet at the hippie lashback period where he was like free love or any of that, because he was never into drugs. He never smoked, drank, or did anything. He was like Mr.
Very serious.
He was like more of the older school, like Berkeley-esque kind of like intellectual, like.
But he also was an athlete. He started surfing in a lot of the places that people surf today. My dad was there first. So, like, I surf Malibu First Point as much as I can. And if anyone says anything to me, which they don't because it's mostly my friends out there, but on a rare occasion that they do, I always say, look, my dad was sleeping there in 39, okay? You beat me, then all right, I move back.
Yeah, your legacy. Your dad was a local 50 years ago. Drew, I know how Drew's mind's working right now. He's trying to pick some holes in this because it's such a philanthropic endeavor. It's such a beautiful thing that Drew's he's looking for the chink in Daddy's armor. He thinks he was on some sort of extended peyote buzz or something. He was doing some womanizing.
No,
he had
40 years married.
Had a couple of illegitimate kids in El Salvador. Really?
No, he's a real first-rate Stanford doctor that was a part of the atomic weapons project. He helped make the food for NASA.
Exposed to a little bit of radiation.
Little gamma radiation.
Yeah. He's one of the last people alive from that whole Bikini
Started
Island project.
surfing in the countries of Israel. He raised 9 kids. He has surf camp that he did. My brothers started, these companies, these surf companies, and he's a surfer with a deep love for people.
And who did he... I'm going to kick my dad in the nuts when I see him. My dad basically sat on the sofa, watched TV, and then he went for a walk when he got tired of that. Bought everything from Radio Shack.
To be schlepped around all the
No, it wasn't. For me, it was easy.
No, this guy's got... He was, like, right in there, in the slot of, like, all the older brothers, they had all themselves to, like, hang out with. They had all these friends and stuff. But when I was growing up, these guys were gonzo gorillas, and I was like growing up in like Portugal, at like 14 years old, looking over some seawall, just like
depressed.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
But isn't it? I mean, here's my take on life. I would like to say that I was in Vietnam for 5 tours. As long as I was back and didn't have any shrapnel in my ass, or I didn't come back in a pine box. Now I'd like to say it. Now, if you asked me if I wanted to go Vietnam tomorrow, I'd say no.
Right.
But if I made it back and I was in one piece,
it's a character.
It'd be a great story to tell everybody, and I'd always have that. You, Joshua, may have some resentment over being dragged around the world at such a young age, but on the other hand, look at all the places you've been, the people you've seen, the insects you've been stung by.
Yeah, but it's the age he was dragged around that's the problem. Think of the Army kids that we've dealt with here.
Yeah,
the suburbs were Army kids and stuff with the bones to the nose.
But there's a pervasive negative.
That's why.
There's a negative element in the Army, and around our family, it was always like there's there's 50 Native American families that haven't seen a doctor in 100 years, and it's like we're there to help. And I've been my dad's medical assistant for 20 years.
Oh my God!
I was a little kid.
And you're helping deliver babies and pulling spears out of people and stuff.
I've done so much that I won't even talk about it for fear that I'll get him in trouble. But in some places he's just overworked, swamped to death in these places, and I step in and do what I can. So I feel very honored to be in the presence of Dr. Drew here to show me everything.
Drew's nothing compared to your dad. He should kneel at the altar of your dad.
That's true.
He's look at him in his lily white skin and his fresh.
But actually, I noticed you're in good shape. The first thing my dad would say is you're in good shape. You look in good shape.
Oh, Drew, yeah, he works out. He's he doesn't eat right, but he works out.
He's pretty good.
He's all right. All right. No, he's tough. Drew, show him the guns. Show him the guns. Show him the pythons.
Yeah, Drew.
All right. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I want to hear something from the Flies.
Maybe you can impress him tonight with some of your techniques. Well, last night you were
I was lighting farts last night.
I heard about that. Everybody in Los Angeles heard about it.
Adam, you mean you do kung fu?
Yes. I'm like a 4th degree brown belt. I was going to say black belt, but then I thought no, brown would be more fitting. All right, this is the Flies. This one's called "Got You." Flies with "Got You." Hey, it's a good song, but even if it wasn't good, it would still be good because what you guys have done. Oh. I mean, it was weird. I
likes you guys so much you could do anything and he'd like it.
I hate this.
No,
I was hoping we would get like this argumentative thing of, you're not a doctor, Dr. Drew, you're a love doctor.
No, I like you guys. Let's get to the calls.
I'm a big fan of them.
Let's get to the calls.
All right.
I want to hear about perversion.
Well, thanks. You may be sadly disappointed because people, I don't know what it is, because things haven't changed much in at least a year or so on this show, but guests come in and they're hyped up. They think it's going to be boobs and blowjobs, and it's rape and incest.
Back now on your new talent.
I can always line up another fart.
Yeah, that's right.
But here's the thing about that.
Je ne sais quoi. It's got to be in a...
I'm saying is my ass does not jump through hoops because you throw it a biscuit. You understand?
You have to be in the mood.
Yeah, it's got to come around.
I understand.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
You didn't tell Van Gogh, hey, go paint. He did it when the mood struck him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Monet.
Yeah, it really is a similar kind of talent. I can understand.
Angie, thank you.
Hi.
Hope you weren't being sarcastic. You're 20.
Yes.
You're on with the Flies.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Yay!
Hey! By the way, that song rocks.
Thank you.
Really
It does, doesn't it?
Where are you from?
Yes. Louisville, Kentucky.
Right on.
Louisville.
We just left Louisville.
Yep.
What the hell are we doing over there?
We're playing gigs and we're flying out tonight. We got to be in Dallas.
Now we can really feel sorry for these people, can't we, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah, we go on the road for 3 or 4 days and want to kill ourselves.
And each other.
I bet.
All right, Angie.
Actually, my question was, I had some numerous traumatizing incidents happen to me as a child, and I was just wondering if it could possibly affect on how I say things and how I react to things.
Of course. I mean, it has everything to do with who you are and how you relate to people. The consequences of our upbringing, nowhere does it show up more than in our relationships.
Exactly.
Right? We're just talking about this. I mean...
Yeah, because I was in a 9-month relationship, and I've been out of it for 3 months now, and it's just like I would just pop up with the weirdest things, you know. I'd be like, well, we were just lying in bed one day taking a nap, and I just popped up and told him to call his ex-girlfriend, you know, and he's like, well, what for, you know. I mean, I just do it to see what he says, you know what I'm saying? I know it sounds weird.
So you were sexually abused when you were younger?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And that's the behavior. Those are the kinds of sabotaging things that you do to push people away.
And by the way, this is why guys are so confused, especially 21, 22-year-old guys who work at muffler shops.
I was 28.
All right. He's 28, and how old were you?
Well, I was 19 when I started dating him. He was 27.
All right. And where did he work?
We met at work, actually, at UPS.
UPS.
All right. Right. Efficient, but not geniuses over there.
Right.
Okay, the point is he doesn't have the skills to cope with this. He doesn't know what call his girlfriend means. He doesn't know how to interpret that. He doesn't know if you're, getting some sort of perverse thrill out of it. You really want him to talk to his old girlfriend?
Well, that's how most dudes would interpret that.
Well, see...
They would think of it as something the way they would think of it as. Like, oh, okay, you're just into that kind of thing, so I'll go ahead and... Great, let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, the men are so pathetic that way. Come on.
We can't be that pathetic. We run everything. How bad can we be? Listen, I was watching a documentary or special on the Hoover Dam on the Sci-Fi Channel the other day, and I thought to myself, listen, chicks, not in a billion years.
Yes,
not in a billion. They had to build railroads to that place. They had to open cement mines and stuff. It took 1,000 men, 1,000 years. Women, Ann would bust a nail. She'd start crying. That'd be it. We'd all be living off, all our power would be provided by generators. We have to pour kerosene into one of them so we keep the show on the air.
Well, we absolutely, when it comes to, and the reason we have electrical lighting, the reason we have motors, I mean, listen, there's no doubt that man is great, but when it comes to interpersonal skill, we are pathetic.
We're so busy building dams and bridges.
That's fine.
We can't sweat all the details, Drew. All right, Angie. So, are you getting some help for this?
Well, see, that's the thing. It happened. I was sexually abused when I was 10, and my parents forced me when I was 11, and I had so much stuff going on in my childhood. I started drugs at 14. I'm happy to say I've been clean for 3 years. I quit when I was 17, cold turkey.
You didn't go into recovery? You just stopped using drugs?
I just stopped using. Well, see, I had an incident happen to me that it was kind of like if I was going to quit, I'd die. I felt like I was dying, and I had smoked a joint laced with something, and I wasn't sure what it was.
Did you go into recovery, or you just stopped using?
I just stopped.
So you weren't really an addict. You were just sort of using stuff wildly, right?
Well, I started coke when I was 14, and I did it till I was 17. I smoked pot on a daily basis. I smoked crack. I smoked it all.
So you're drinking now?
No. I don't. I'm totally against drugs and alcohol right now. I have nothing to do with anybody. I mean...
It doesn't make sense to me how she would stay sober.
Well, because now at 20, I'm trying to get my life together.
All right, okay. All right, well, get some treatment.
You have any kids?
No.
Good. Don't have any kids.
You have about 5 to 10 years before kids, but get some treatment. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff going on, and you sound remarkably intact. I don't know if you're an addict, you will use again, and something needs to be changed. Something has to happen therapeutically in order for you to be safe and healthy.
Drew, I don't believe there's a child born in this country who's not molested by their 10th birthday anymore. And I swear to God, if I have kids, I'm going to have a professional come and molest them when they're 2 in a supervised environment. I'm going to have the guy, take a shower and put on a glove. I'll stand there and hold my son's hand. We'll get it over with. And that way I can immediately move into therapy. We don't have to second guess it. We don't have to see him acting out or wetting his bed 5 years down the road. Yeah. We'll just get him right. Well, I'll take him right. They should have clinics, like molestation clinics, where it's like a shot. You feel a little bit sick because they gave you the vaccine and you got a little of that in your system, but it's better in the long run. We'll get it over with. We'll go right into therapy. Make sure the guy's clean. I'll have it be a stranger. I'll have him put like a paper sack on his head so there's no sort of memory. Drew, is that genius?
Genius.
All right.
So you can keep your kids in the bunker with mine.
The motto for the clinic would be, "We get to you first."
But clean.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. There's like a video arcade. The parents can kill time while they're waiting for the child to be molested. It'd be a great place.
That's great. Where can I apply?
Yeah, people
has to be a
they have like some sort of online shopping going on in there, and there'd be magazines for the ladies.
We have to figure out what the adjusted dose needs to be, though.
You mean,
to create the vaccination effect.
I mean, how much molestation?
Yeah, how much? What the dose should be?
Well, I mean, I think you charge like just a quick goose in. That'd be like $1,500.
What's the dose you need to protect somebody from future activity?
I'm just I think you just get it out of the way and then you go right into therapy. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that it actually works as a vaccination. I'm just saying you're aware of it. You know what I mean? Like, as a doctor, you know the person has cancer, you get them immediately into the hospital, right?
You know what? I'm so frightened of our listeners that we must stop this. I'm afraid they think we're actually talking about something.
Many ideas were controversial before their time.
Jessica.
Hello?
Hi, what's up?
Hi. My boyfriend is really into anal sex.
Wait, hold on.
No, that's good. Okay. Hang on. All right, that's good. All right, the Flies are here, Adam and Joshua, the brother Flies. We're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back. We'll get into the butt love. Jessica.
I'm with Adam, Carolla,
and Dr. Drew.
Hey, Adam and Joshua are both here from the Flies. Holiday Man is the name of the CD, just out. We'll give you some tour dates coming up. Adam was just asking about therapy, and Drew, you don't do therapy, do you?
Certainly have.
You have?
Sure.
You have?
Sure.
How long?
I guess I got to remain the doctor on this show.
Really?
That's what I would say.
Oh, I see.
It's private.
Yeah, I guess they're crying, right?
Good.
Oh, don't get weird on me. You know, it's really weird. Drew's like one of these. He's like your big uncle when you're a kid. You know, you're like 6, 7 years old, and you got this big behemoth of uncle who comes in, and you jump on him, and you wrestle with him and stuff, and then you think he's indestructible, and then one day you kick him right in the nuts, and he doubles over and falls to the floor, and then all of a sudden your reality's a little shaken because this guy was invincible, is now doubled over on the floor. I screw around with Drew a lot, but Drew, if you ever started crying or something, I'd start in on heroin immediately.
We're going to be the demise of this program. Yeah, that's
Adam going out.
We always are the last. We're like, oh, we did that. And then they.
Many have tried, but you're welcome to give it a shot. All right, we'll talk to Jessica. Who's 21. She's boyfriend's into the butt love, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How long you guys been together?
3 years.
And how old is he?
He's 30.
And you don't want to do this?
No, well, see, it used to not be this bad. We do it, like on a once in a while type thing. And I used to enjoy it. But now it's gotten to the point where it's like I haven't seen him in a while, and it's like that's like the only thing he wants to do.
It's become a fetish for him.
Like, we'll be doing it regular.
Does he have trouble sustaining an erection without
it? See, that's the thing. We'll be doing it the regular way, and he has a hard time, staying hard. So then he starts rubbing my asshole, and,
Definition is good. Where did you go to finish school? That word is verboten.
Yeah, we're allowed to say.
Direction, yeah.
It's just weird. You can call a guy an asshole, but you can't rub one.
Well, I don't know what to say. But...
All right, so start your... Well, listen, we're all adults here. It's a bunghole.
Okay, he starts rubbing my bunghole.
Right.
When we're doing it, and he starts to get hard again.
He's gay, right? No. He's just cool.
I don't want to do it.
He's just really cool. Is he in a band?
Come on, that's wrong.
I'm kidding.
He has a fetish. He has a fetish, and fetishes, that's the way they work. I mean, you try them out, and then they sort of
addictive.
Yeah, they're not addictive. They become necessary for functioning.
Captivating.
Yeah. You got something to say?
Mesmerizing. No. I was just going to say that, a good way to describe butt love is it's like the double bacon cheeseburger with avocado of sex, You can't eat it every day or you're going to it's not healthy, literally.
Right,
It's not healthy.
right.
But it's an exit one way.
It's at the bottom of the menu, though. I mean,
This
it
guy's dad
starts
was a
off.
doctor, see.
It's a bacchanal.
And also, unless you're in a really together relationship, that's an activity that I would never advise for any two people that honestly are really, really together. You know where he is 24 hours a day. You can believe in him, whatever, because that is just a passageway
For
to
a disease.
trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Quite literally. We'll quote you on that.
It's a gateway to hell.
Passageway sounds a little more.
So what can I do?
It's
I mean, I've
the
got it
orifice to
with him.
purgatory, at least, if it's not the gateway to hell. Hey, Jessica?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean you hadn't seen him in a while?
Well, like if I haven't seen him, usually we see each other like once a week.
Yeah, why? How come you don't
so, I'm really, getting ready to have sex, and it's like I'm kind of afraid because I know this is what's going to happen.
How come you don't see each other more often?
Because we're, with work and everything, we're both busy. We have different schedules, and those are like our only days.
Why don't you assert yourself? I mean, don't be aggressive, but
Say, if you could pull off what I was doing last night in the studio, he'd never come near you. He wouldn't put his neighbor's penis near you if he saw what I was doing in here. It was amazing work I was doing.
Just don't wipe.
I've tried to tell him, hey, it's not as great as it used to be because this is like all he looks forward to doing.
But Jessica, let everyone just absorb this this thought for just 1 second. There's many things that you really don't want people to do, whether it's have their dog crap on their lawn, or if some Hare Krishna comes by the door, you don't want to give them $5. Whatever it is, you do your best in life not to really do too much of something you don't want to do. But imagine somebody's putting their penis in your ass, and you're really not able to step up to stop them. I mean, think about it. Could there be anything higher than that?
That's right.
If there ever was a time to be assertive.
Right, that means you can assert yourself never.
Somebody is
nowhere else.
Their penis into your ass, and you didn't say anything before it got in there.
Yeah. I mean, that means you are incapable of assertiveness everywhere else in life.
I should be able to come to your house and sell you a side of beef and 500 magazine subscriptions. I should be able to say, like the Korean TV guy.
Just move in.
You buy that.
Just move in.
That's right.
Just step on.
Just walk right in, sit down, switch it on, switch it from the home shopping channel to the sports network and tell her to get me a beer.
And she would
All right, Jessica, step up, please.
Yikes.
It's not good for you, Jessica.
And also, guys who are preoccupied, I mean, the message is to the guys who are preoccupied with getting people to do stuff they don't want to do. It will come back to haunt you.
Oh, yes.
People resent you. They may do it, and they may resent themselves even more they resent you, but they're going to turn on you eventually.
You make them feel worthless and intruded upon, quite literally, and this is not a good way to be. I mean, we do not raise our women to be assertive interpersonally. We do not raise our men to listen and respond to that.
All right. And I want all women to do that and assert themselves, except for with me. I'm a big radio celebrity. Had enough assertion in my life. You just be quiet when I'm with you. Bobby.
Yep.
But everyone else, I want you to assert yourself. What's going on? You're 21. What's happening?
I just want to say hi to you guys both. Drew, I love you. You're great. Everything you give, your teachings, what you've learned to everyone is just fantastic.
Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome. And Adam, you're funny, and you're overbearing sometimes, but I love you anyway. And over here in Maryland, we hear, like I heard your flatulence today.
Oh, a day delay. Hey, what time is it there? Or what part of it is? Oh, the show's over with?
Yeah. It's,
okay, because it got better toward the end. And the ride home, Drew, I was laughing like some sort of mad scientist on the way home with my head practically buried between my legs while I was trying to steer the car, just going, oh, I wish Drew was here.
Yeah, I was kind of a little scared at the end. I heard Drew making some noises.
Drew broke wind toward the end of the show, but it was only in self-defense. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think he prompted. I think his ass just went on like autopilot. It's like it was the fight-or-flight mechanism of the anus, and his ass just went, hey, listen, you may have 15 years of schooling, but I'm getting my ass kicked here. I got to fire back.
Okay, as long as that was, I was getting scared.
Yeah, it was bad, too. And I was sitting there going, ooh, that last one I let really start. Jeez, I thought this burned off. True.
Before I forget, Hide the Flies.
Yeah, these guys are good guys.
Yes, that was a wonderful song.
All right, what is your question?
Okay, my daughter is 8 months old. At her 6-month checkup, she was 14 pounds. And ever since then, like, the doctor's kind of worried about her weight gain.
She's not been gaining.
I'm sorry?
She's not been gaining?
No, she has not.
So
I mean,
she-
not as what they want. Like, when she was first born, she was in above the 50 percentile.
How about her length? Has that been changing?
She's, what the doctors are telling me, she's very long. I believe she is, too. I mean, I'm 5'11", my fiance is 6 foot.
And how much do you guys weigh?
Well, before I got pregnant, I was 145.
And Dad?
Oh, let's see. At one point, I weighed more than him in my pregnancy, so I'd say probably around like 175, maybe.
Okay.
180.
And what do they think is going on here?
First, they were worried about that striving to thrive.
Failure to thrive.
Yeah, failure to thrive.
Which is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Because you'd be asking me about a lot of other things too if she had some underlying medical problems like coughing or anemias or God knows what. I mean, a million things can cause it.
That's what we were worried about. I was worried about that because she made me anemic when I was pregnant.
No, unrelated.
Okay.
What's failing to thrive?
The kids just don't grow. And one of the more common reasons that you see kids fail to thrive is that parents don't, and I'm certainly, Bob, not accusing you of this at all, but our teen parents and whatnot don't properly nurture the kids. And children, babies, need intimate contact with their mom, or they don't grow. They stop.
Yeah.
Really?
They literally die. They can die, yeah.
Can I just give them a stuffed animal or something?
Now I talked last night about the attachment disorders.
Right.
We've got people with attachment disorders all over this country now because they were not nurtured by a human when they were infants. It's a disaster.
Do you breastfeed?
I did for 3 months.
And the baby's taking food and whatnot normally now?
Oh my goodness, she eats ungodly. It's really unreal.
Is she on solids now, or she's still on food?
She does. She eats six jars of solid food a day.
All right. Well, listen.
Plus 4 bottles.
You know what? I bet you they're telling you not to worry about it.
No, he was very concerned about it. He was a new doctor. I really went to him because he was he really was into her, you know, and that really made me, because, you know, when he mentioned the failure to thrive, he really said he wasn't really too much worried about that because he could see that she was very attached to me. She's a very hyper child.
What was he worried about then?
He was worried, so he did decide to do tests, run tests, just generalized.
All right, fast forward to the part where he gave the results of the test.
So we got the blood work done. He tested her thyroid and other things. Everything came back fine, except for she was a little bit dehydrated, which was probably just from that day. And
hey, Bobby, I'm failing to thrive around you now. I've been on the horn for 5 minutes now. I can't get an answer out of you. Did you find anything? Did he find anything?
Well, we just went today to Johns Hopkins to do another test, which was he did the sweat test.
That's for cystic fibrosis.
Yes. Which isn't that genetics, correct?
Yeah, but she would think she has some symptoms for that, but it's possible.
Yeah, so that came back today right before I called you, and they said that was negative.
Yeah.
All
right,
it's just
all right, just keep working it out.
All right, so there's nothing. I mean, we're fast forwarding. You've tried everything. Well, there's nothing definitive.
But here's the deal.
Okay,
it doesn't sound.
I mean, bad but good.
It doesn't sound like a bad situation at all because the kid's eating and thriving.
Can you imagine that poor doctor though?
No, but listen.
Oh Christ, it's Bobby.
Oh, wait till you have kids.
Jesus.
Wait till you have kids.
Oh Christ, hold on.
She's got good insurance.
Hold on a second. Marge, cancel my lunch and my 3 o'clock appointment. Bobby's in here. Yeah, we're going to run another battery test.
But here's the deal. The routine things like thyroid disorders and whatnot, cystic fibrosis, are obviously coming up negative. So the things you worry about are more, and I'm not a pediatrician, so I'm probably not giving an exhaustive discussion of what this could be, but you worry about other metabolic problems, and they can be pretty obscure and pretty diverse, and they're sometimes hard to nail down, and can be problematic. I mean, I'm glad she's in good hands and be watched carefully.
Let me try something real quick. Bobby?
Yeah.
You been feeding her any goat's milk?
No,
okay. So the bad inside
infection is certainly another thing that they worry about. I mean, TB is around these days. All kinds of things are around.
I would have picked that up about like sex and perversion.
I told you, we're talking about cystic fibrosis. But listen, speaking of, Bobby, how old is she?
She's 8 months old.
8 months. Okay, you bring her by the molestation clinic in about another.
Do you have good insurance?
Yeah, she's over Johns Hopkins.
The window's usually 2 to 11. And we charge by the pound, so if you want to bring them in earlier, there's always a discount, and there's a group rate. Bring the boys and the girls. No, I have a family discount.
I have a brother who's huge, 350, 6'2", football player, and he's got a kid that weighs coming on 65 pounds. He's just turned 2, almost 70 pounds. And I was, well, he's so, you know, and my dad took one look at him and he said, look, you got a giant father and a giant mother, you produce a giant kid, and, you know, kids... Sometimes, you know, there's 9 kids in our family. We got 88 nephews and nieces, and they get thin and lean and long and strange and
weird. Right.
Nothing wrong with that kid.
No, you don't worry until they're 5 years out of high school. That's my folks. right, we're going to take a break. We'll be, hey, Drew?
They didn't know you were around till then, did they?
All right. Let's not get heavy, man. We'll be back with the Flies. Well, school is vicious. School is vicious. All right. Adam and Joshua are both here from the Flies. Hello. We're just having a little discussion off the air about homeschooling. And I have mixed feelings about it. I certainly think you'd get a better education. Well, maybe not.
Depends on the parents.
You can't look
depends on the parent and the school. Yeah, Drew went to the Little Lord Fauntleroy School for anemic hemophilia, albino hemophilia.
I was reading about Benjamin Franklin tonight, and he had like 2 years of formal education. All of it, the rest of it done on his own.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln, basically the same.
George Washington.
I mean, it's amazing. But when you have really,
they didn't have cable back then, so that was quite an accomplishment.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I think they had cable?
Of course.
Really?
And
but not as many channels we have. What was FX going to run? There's no A-Team. Come on. All right, so listen, if you want to learn, you can learn. The question is what's better, all things being equal. I mean, you take the same child with the same IQ, you put them in a public school, you put them in a private school, or you homeschool them, and there's no way you can ever really find out the answer to that in a way, because you can never take the same kid and reproduce
the only way you could do it, you could do it. You could take identical twins and do one way and do one the other.
Right. Well, after they swing by the molestation clinic, that'll be the next.
That's what he was talking about.
That's going to be the next move I plan for them.
As I've lectured you many times about myself, I could not have done that. I know that about myself.
Hanson didn't go to.
I needed the structure. I needed the heavy duty training in order to bring it out in me.
Drew said college taught him how to think, which I think is sort of ridiculous, but he claims it did.
I had a tough time in school. I would go, and then teachers would for very brief periods of time I would go, and then I was disruptive apparently, because they would ask me questions, and I'd give medical terminology, and I'd say, well, it's probably gangrene or gonorrhea or something. And so that, right, so I just never went.
Well, also, growing up like Jim Morrison meets the Gypsies, it's got to be, and then you confine yourself to a little desk and a bell ringing telling you where to go. That seems almost impossible to reel you in after having the kind of freedom that you had.
Oh, no, man. All I wanted to do was go to school.
You wanted the structure.
More than anything else, because I thought to myself, well, what if I did have a library and friends and all this stuff, all these tools I could work with to apply my inquisitive nature to?
Of course you never did.
To become more educated and not just like picking up things, that I could find. Unfortunately, when I did go to school, I hung out with the worst possible element known to mankind. And
I think it's within you. Like, I have a sense of an educational sense of like things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into learning things no matter what it is. Even when I sit here, I think, well, you got a Chivas Regal thing on the bottom. Well, that protects this coding of the blah blah blah, and the numbers. And Dr. Drew's writing on a pad that's obviously connected to the computer. And if you got a kid like that, whether you put him in school or you don't, he'll do all right. But if you got lazy kids, they do need to go to school.
Absolutely, and I've always thought the way you thought. The question is what would be the difference, all things being equal?
I'd be a doctor.
Right,
to school.
Instead of being in a band and being a Renaissance man. Jesus. Well, what do you do? Screw 8 chicks at once? I mean, you couldn't. I mean, other guys.
I used to live with. No,
there's got to be something going on. You got to be banging like the Barbie and the.
I have a beautiful new girlfriend from Texas. She's the prettiest girl in the world.
Between the surfing and the band, though, I mean, you really need like 3.5 penises.
I'd just like to say, for the record, that my girl is far prettier than my brother's girl.
It's your fiance, right?
Yeah.
Matthew?
And also I'm getting educated by her, too, which is really cool.
Is she listening?
I hope so. Yeah. A little googly.
No, I don't think so. I think they're in a place there. It's just there on the road.
Matthew?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're 19. What's going on around with the Flies?
Well, I'm originally from Seattle, and I moved down to Del Mar about 3 months ago. And sorry, I'm like not used to speaking when I'd stand in front of my class. I'd get all flush in the face. And
they say it's the #1 fear.
Public speaking?
Yeah, public speaking, and then snakes.
What's wrong with us?
I don't know why people are. I mean, anybody is. I guess you just get used to it. I got to wake Drew up halfway through the show. He's
that last show we did. I don't know this show, but those public shows we do, the live shows we do.
Yeah.
It was about an hour and 10 into one of those. I thought to myself, I gotta get out of here. I just gotta get out of here.
I have more nerves. I'm bored.
No, not like I was nervous. Just like I just gotta go. It was pathetic.
Yeah, Drew standing in front of 2,000 people, and you got to poke him with a stick, huh? What? That's good. You notice.
Should have been a rocker, Drew.
He is.
He can rock.
He is. Look at those guns in Navarone.
If you call
what was the point?
Girls, I'd just like to say that Drew is even dreamier in real life.
He's droomier. All right, so what is your question, Matthew?
Well, I've been with a girl for 3 years. She's Japanese. She's an exchange student, and well, about 3 months ago, she left me for this other guy who she up in Seattle. She introduced me to him and said that he was her friend, and I said, well, I don't want to control you, and I let him know how much she means to me, and how if they want to be friends, and if there's...
Where are you going with this, Matthew?
Yeah, for a guy who has trouble speaking in front of large groups, he's sure waxing on here.
Where are you going? What's the question exactly?
Well, anyways, they ended up cheating.
Of course.
No,
Kick his ass, Matthew.
No.
Go straight for the head.
No, the question is why do girls treat nice guys this way?
And so I left down to California to be with my brother. And,
Okay.
Good move. Yeah.
She called me a month later and told me she made a big mistake, so I drove all the way back to Seattle.
No.
And I got back there, and she ended up saying how she still wanted this guy in her life.
Oh, great.
And
Think of that energy at 19 to get in your car and drive 2,000 miles.
What a stallion.
Yeah.
2,000 miles would put him in Canada, though, I think.
No, he's a stallion, and the girl doesn't deserve you, bro. That's a surefire way that you can tell.
Where do you live?
Right
Central
there.
America?
1,500 miles.
well, anyways, it goes on, and basically where we're at right now is I was in financial trouble, and I came back down to live with my uncle, and we are back together currently.
Once the
And I guess this guy is out of her life, and
all right,
she's
okay.
really sorry.
Listen, okay. When's the last time you had sex with her?
Probably a month ago.
She all your first one?
No, she was actually my fourth, and she was the only one who's really, that I would really love.
All right, yeah, let me make this observation, Matthew. I know you're a little bit nervous, and it may be part of it, but you sound like a broken man. And not just broken because the foreign exchange student broke you, but you sound rattled in general. And it sounds like you'd be real susceptible to any situation like this. And I think we're all kind of hearing it. And her intent is not evil, but it's screwing with you.
Right.
You need to step up and show a little backbone and a little independence at this point.
I just don't know if I could find someone that means so much to me.
You can, bro. Trust me.
There's no person on earth that has only one person for them.
And I found in my life that, you can find the girl that is exactly suited to you down to the very last detail. I mean,
chances are you will.
There's tons of chicks in the world. And
you will. Chances are that's what happens.
If that's even what you want, if you just want one girl, what do you got to decide what you want.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been 19 or 20. Here's what you're thinking when you break up. This person's going to marry somebody else. Yep. I'm going to marry someone else. I'll never be with them again. They're going to have kids with somebody else. There's going to be a picture of somebody else on their desk at work. And you start going insane. Now, I don't know what happens when you get older, but for some reason, you just don't care or you don't think that way. And probably because you've had enough experience to realize that there's millions of beautiful and interesting people that you listen. All I got to do is turn on the TV. I can find someone I want to be with. Yeah. I swear to God, I turn on
through Elle magazine.
Thumb through any catalog that shows up the house. I don't care if it's a Tool catalog. I'm ready to hook up with some of those guys. I turn on. Oh, Tools is different. I mean, these guys can offer me a shop. You know what I mean? Some have the big vacuum system.
But there's nothing more painful than what he's going through because I recently went through that.
Nothing.
And I got to tell you, the one thing that helped me in my mind is knowing that, and I don't know if this helps Matthew, but everyone goes through it. Right. No matter who you are, whether you're Dr. Drew or you're President Reagan, you will have your heart broken by someone because you let them under your skin. You give them the key to break you.
That's right.
And once they have that, chances are at some point they will.
That is what you risk when you play that game, and if you never anteed that up, then you were never that into it in the first place.
And no matter how cool you were, whether you're a lead singer of a rock band, or you're the president of the United States, or you work at a muffler shop, eventually you will have it happen.
Right. Listen, all you gotta do is watch some of those interviews with those supermodels, and they're talking about some guy they dated in college who broke their heart, and I'm like going nuts. I'm like, you idiot! You dumped Elle McPherson? I'll kill you! But no matter what you look like, what you have, and what you got in the bank, it happens eventually.
Nobody got dumped harder than me.
Oh,
I got dumped.
Oh, really?
I had a girl wake up one morning and just say, you know, I don't love you no more.
And you were knee-deep into it.
Oh, please.
Oh, my God.
that was bitter.
It was bitter.
And she, you know, it's just everything, and it breaks you down. And I'm like, I think a lot. And so for me, it was like I was
torture.
And the only thing that made me feel better was the fact that, you know, this is with my first dump, real big one, and it made and everyone's gone through it. So
yeah, I went through it just last night after I got home from the stage. It's a little different than usual. Oh, it was huge. Huge. I'd have it mounted. Stuffed like a walleye and put up over the fireplace. All right, well, all right, so the Matthew, it's pain, but it feels like it's 1,000 times what anyone felt, but so did everyone who came before you said that too. And that comes after you is going to say the same thing. So we'll go to break. Well, Flies will be here.
Yay.
We'll be back.
Anyway, it has nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to let Jim know that there are 2 teen programs sponsored by Tall Clubs International. One is
what Clubs International?
Tall Clubs International.
We have a female caller that was like 6'2" and was intimidated or something.
Yeah, we've had some
tall callers.
Stretch out callers. Yeah. Spindly, I was going to call them.
There are 2 teen programs. One's a peer group, like rap session kind of thing, and there's another one that is a pen pal program.
So people get support for...
Listen, not everyone needs support for everything anymore.
All right, where would they call if they want to get in touch?
1-888-I-AM-TALL-2.
Okay, cute. Adam.
It's ridiculous.
Why?
It's not ridiculous.
Please.
How tall are you, Risa?
I'm 6'2".
Our mom's just about that tall.
I've been 6'2" since I was 16. So, and if there was anything like this around at that time, it would have been great for me.
Yeah, because it would have shaved a few inches off you?
1 second.
No, not at all. It not shaved any inches off of me, but definitely made me more self-confident.
That there were other tall people that were miserable around the country?
When you're a teenager, you think you're the only one.
Oh, please.
Adam.
I'm tired of all this.
30 seconds.
I'm tired of this world. Listen, being tall is good. I know being different is considered awkward, but this is not bad different. It's good different, and we can't break off into a group for every physical affliction. You know, I got a monobrow. Should I start some sort of club, unibrow?
Well, Adam, I've been meaning to speak to you.
Unibrowdians? I mean, what... Please, just, you know, I got big teeth and 1 brow and hair on my ass. I got to start 3 clubs, or do I have to find guys that have all those 3 things going, or maybe we let 2 of them in? You know, if you have 2, like, well, you don't have the monobrow, but you got the big teeth and a lot of hair on your ass, so I think you made the cut.
H.A.
Hairy ass, Harry and I.
Hirsute Anonymous.
All right. Well, anyway, she feels better about herself. Good. But he doesn't need it. He's a guy. He's 6'6".
That's perfect. You know how tall I'm 1'3".
Chris.
Yeah, hi there. How's it going, Dr. Drew? My question is, I heard you say a few weeks ago, and I heard you say something tonight about signs of child molestation. And a few weeks ago, you were talking to a girl who sounded like she had a little voice, a little girl's voice. And she's obviously an adult in her mid-20s. And
we actually hear this every night.
You hear this every night?
About every other night.
We pick out a little girl voice.
Whenever a girl calls up with that squeaky voice,
it's sexier.
No.
It is.
No. That's the problem. That's the killer in you thinking that.
Me, really?
Yeah, because you think 12-year-old, but that's what they're bringing on in you. They're causing you to act out too.
Right.
In a not a good way.
I meant the guys.
You think 12 and it's somebody who's 28, and then you think, well, why? There's a reason for that. There always is.
They're regressing back.
Well, they get stuck. They just don't develop past a certain point.
Something happened to them around that age usually. But Chris, what was your question going to be?
Well, okay, that was my question, one of them. And my question was, does that mean they were molested? They stopped at that age? Because my old girlfriend of 2.5 years ago, is now 47, and she still talks like a 14-year-old girl, and she hasn't changed much.
Interestingly, you would say 14, because there are people that get stuck in their adolescence a lot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm afraid to say any younger, and I know
Too bad her body didn't get stuck at 14. But you would have gone for that, huh, Chris?
She still looks pretty damn good, you would believe it.
47, I mean, it would just be nice just like her ass got stuck at 14, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think Chris agrees with me.
So anyway,
there's a reason for it. What it is, we'd have to talk to her.
Well, I mean, I know she did say that her and her brother tried to have sex when they were
What? All right,
when they were real young.
Chris, that is sexual abuse.
I'm
right
no
there.
psychologist, but
that is sexual abuse. And so one of those two kids was abused by an adult before that episode ever happened.
Hey,
that's the way that works.
Chris. That's her having, or at least attempting or discussing having sex with her brother's not a tip-off to you
that's major psychiatric problems. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I already realized that's only one thing that I knew about.
Oh, okay. So why are you asking? I mean, that's what happened, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm still stuck on her. I mean, talk about the guy down in Del Mar from up north. You know, I'm still, you know.
Pretty pathetic, huh?
So did you have an alcoholic mom or something?
No, I didn't. I had an abusive father, verbally abusive father, who's extremely controlling and
then what was mom like?
Mom was just, you know, real sweet and always said yes and stuck up for Dad. And
unavailable.
Well, he stuck up for Dad, so...
Right, she was not really present.
Well, anytime one of the parents is abusing you and the other parent either looks the other way or sticks up for that parent, that's a form of collusion.
Yeah, an abuse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but so, Drew, what Drew's getting at is she's 47, you're 37, and it seems like a little mommy thing going on.
Definitely.
Well, that was what she thought.
Okay.
And who knows?
Well, the deal is the relationship's over now, right?
Right.
She's heading for menopause. You're heading for therapy, and everything's going to be better.
I never viewed that as a...
Let's just end the show now. I think that about summed it up.
Enjoy.
I got to open a restaurant, Drew. Forget about this restaurant. I just walk around and give people spaghetti. Enjoy. All right.
He's got a little work to do. And certainly a new relationship could be part of that work, but he's got to avoid looking for what he's just come from.
Anna.
And what he came from in his past.
You're 15. What's going on?
Oh, all right. Well, about a year ago, I just wanted to say that I came from North Hollywood and I live on Laurel Canyon.
Really?
Went to Reed and all that good stuff.
What was across street?
Chandler, like right between Chandler and Burbank.
Oh, yeah. Right by the railroad track.
Is there a big Blockbuster or something? Isn't that where that Blockbuster?
Auto body shop, old folks home.
Yep.
Know the area well. I lived on Chandler and Magnolia for a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Laurel and Magnolia. Yeah.
Well, okay, about a year ago, I met some people, and they're 2 years my senior, and they fell in love, and they were really, like, into each other. It was this amazing, incredible, tangible thing that they had, like this connection, this bond, you know.
How old were they?
They're 17.
Okay.
And I know it, like, sounds trite and everything, because, you know, they're really young, but they were talking about, you know, getting married and everything. He was going to go up there, like, to be nearer to her.
This, by the way, is you're not sort of describing a healthy relationship to us, okay?
I know.
Just so you understand, but there's stuff there already. At 17.
They're not exactly healthy people.
Right. Okay. So all this tangible stuff and this wonderful thing. Look, realistically.
Yes.
No, not so healthy. not what you. All
right, but this is Anna's friend, right?
I understand,
right.
but I suspect there's something.
All right. So weave yourself in.
Okay, well, they were both really close to me, and about a week ago, the guy, who is also my friend, told her that he didn't love her anymore. He loved her, and she would always occupy a special place in his heart, but he wasn't in love with her, and all that crazy shit.
Right.
But,
so he took off.
It's
a good thing that Mike walked out of the room right now, wasn't it? That's nice.
Don't say that. Don't say that S word anymore.
Okay, sorry.
I'll come back to my old stomping grounds and stomp you.
Alright. Well, then he turns around and he tells me he's in love with me.
I don't know how that thing works.
That big giant blue button. You just push it.
I don't push any button that says dump on it. I'm scared
Mike.
The trap door may open over my head. And Mike, you took a piss right when our caller used the S word. He doesn't care. He's not getting fired.
So what?
He'll just do like us. Who cares?
That's what I just told him.
I don't know. I'm scared if I push that button, like a panel, the wall's going to turn over, and there's going to be an arsenal behind there. One of Lycus's ex-wives or something's going to be rotting corpse behind the wall. I don't touch anything. I'm big time, Mike. I don't push buttons. I'm no time life operator. Big time celebrity, right, Drew?
Yeah, okay. Anna.
Yes.
So what happened after that? He
Okay,
left.
so then he turns around and he tells me he's in love with me. Okay.
Of course. So what did his parents do to him? Beat him, or they leave him? Or?
His mother and he are really close, but his father is really not.
What is that? Is he physically abusive?
His father's abusive.
Okay, so this young man cannot tolerate a relationship. That's the bottom line.
And
he idealizes them, enmeshes himself, loses himself, and then has to get out and just abandon the person. He's just going to act that out over and over again. You're the next target.
It's really the cruelest joke you can ever play on someone. I mean, at least I have the good decency never really to be in the relationship, but I certainly don't screw with people by acting like they're the hub of the universe, and then a month later tell them to get lost.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
It was like 8 months later.
Anna, you're next.
All right. Go ahead, Anna.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Well,
and you're going to destroy your relationship with your best friend.
we told her, she knows about it. So
yeah, well, like I said,
that really
sounds like
her.
the Manson family down there.
Hey, Anna,
Is this Carlsbad again? There's a Carlsbad connection, I think, that's happening right now.
Carlsbad.
Did she say Carlsbad?
No.
No, it's Hollywood.
Laurel Canyon.
I just woke up.
Hey, Anna.
Yes.
My dad lives around Magnolia and Colfax. You can swing by there for some therapy after you guys break up.
Okay.
He just opened his clinic.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be right next to the molestation clinic.
Who do you get to work at the molestation clinic? You could charge for that position.
Just,
Axl Rose.
just, felons, people with rap sheets, people that wouldn't normally be, where normally molestation would be considered bad on their resume. For me, it's what I'm looking for. Which is, so imagine how relieved they're going to be when they show up. Yeah, I did a few years in county for. Oh, no. Wait, where are you going? Come back here. You get a raise. Okay. All right, Drew. Don't do it, Anna. There's trouble.
She's in already.
She's in.
Well, she already said that.
That's how you learn. I mean, listen, maybe if you don't kill yourself and you don't get into heroin and you don't get an eating disorder, maybe that's an important part of life.
Making these mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't get to talk to the people that make mistakes and learn. The ones that we talk to are the ones that are doing it over and over and over again, or at least involved with people that do these repetitive things.
But sometimes, I mean, whenever I tell anybody about my life, I always say I made the same mistake 25 times, but I didn't make them 50 times.
But then you got treatment.
But it was never once or twice. It was 25.
If you had not gone into treatment, you'd still be making those same mistakes for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a notch down the scale, but same basic thing.
Right. And you'd be out of a job, too. Think about it.
He's a doctor.
If you weren't here, you mean?
You'd just be sitting here boring everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should reimburse me for that treatment. And you could write it off.
With the emphasis on ream.
Reimburse me.
Hello?
Daniel.
Yes.
You're 20-something, 6.
26.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question here. When me and my girlfriend have oral sex, she's recently has been telling me quite a bit that, okay, I'm a very heavy coffee drinker and I smoke.
Right.
Put down the bottle, Daniel.
No, he's more high than he is drunk.
He sounds drunk.
Are you high, Daniel?
No.
What are you?
He's drinking.
Drinking?
No, I'm trying to control my laughter. Anyways, okay, so...
Lest we should detect the pot laugh.
I'm going stoned. Are you stoned, Daniel, please?
No.
What are you?
I'm totally fine. I'm just trying not to laugh here.
Say judiciary.
Let's get to the question here. Okay, so she says my sperm is super bitter and it's really gross and atrocious type of taste, and that she...
Thank you, honey.
Yeah, that's nice.
And you're short.
All right, so what is the question? Let's get to it here. What's the question?
Okay, the question is there any way I can continue drinking the amount of, I could pot or 2 pots of coffee a day and smoking without, and they have like my sperm.
We have found, I mean, in talking to people and people experimenting with
you got to have bigger problems than this, Daniel, by the way.
Of course he does. Of course he does. But that what you have is what you have, and your diet doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of difference. So
you know, certain people smell.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there are guys that are, they're guys and they're women, they're just kind of funky smelling.
Oh, yeah. That's him.
And
I have no body odor. He smells constantly.
Well, because I smoke cigarettes, smokers generally kind of...
You will... listen, I know guys that, I'm Drew, I've said it 1,000 times. You know, by the way, I took a shower tonight before I came in here. Last time I showered was in Syracuse.
Oh.
Yes. I mean, I usually I'll go 3 days without a shower.
It's 3 days and 3,000 miles.
It's very international that way. But I'll go 2 or 3 days without a shower. I don't really stink. Drew,
That's all good.
You notice any funk coming off me?
Not that I've noticed, but I've not really gotten close enough to check it out.
Well, you're usually drunk when we're intimate.
But I was going to say, because the taste of a man's sperm, I mean, you would have to really... I mean, maybe she's just got funny taste buds.
Yeah, don't roll it around. When would it ever taste good? Please, you know what I'm saying? This people.
I don't know. I've never tasted it.
What I'll do is I'll put a little sherbet in my mouth to cleanse the palate before the sperm goes in.
I have one word for that guy's girlfriend. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. So that's the smell he has.
Speaking of enjoying.
All right. Drew, you want to Engineer Mike? You ready?
She's so huge.
We're all into the Bears or the Bills or whoever. She's So Huge is the name of that one off of Holiday Man, and that's from the Fly's debut CD. Drew?
Let's go.
Drew, stop pretending you're into the show. Although you're pretty perky tonight.
I had a nap this afternoon.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole new Drew.
Oh, huge.
What'd you do? Tranquilize the kids?
No, I just fell asleep on the couch. But I have to tell you, every 5 minutes, I mean, literally... Douglas went so far as to put it. He goes, "You got to see this picture, Daddy. Look at this picture." Laid it on my glasses.
While you're there on
yelling in my ear.
Oh, forget about it.
Every 5 minutes.
Listen, you have access to pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just dope the kids up a little just for a half hour so you can get some sleep?
No, but
really?
It's tempting.
Just something to slow them down just a little bit.
Couldn't, wouldn't, but
really
would like to.
I would rationalize that it would be worth it because I'll be a better daddy when I get more sleep.
You're sick.
Daddy loves you so much he drugs you. All right, let's sell one of these calls here, Drew, before we go to break.
Oh,
you got something picked out? Hanson, you're a new you.
Hanson, they were homeschooled, by the way.
They were
homeschooled, yeah. Thomas
Edison. They would have to be. Oh, wait, did you say Hanson or Thomas
Hanson
Edison?
and both.
And Thomas Edison? Not really the same people. Think about it. Jenny.
Yeah.
Your 19 boyfriend's trying to ease the fact he cheated on you.
Yeah.
He's trying to smooth it over.
Yeah.
Okay, how long ago did he cheat?
About 2 months ago.
How'd you find out about
it? From him.
He told you?
Yeah.
He told you because you were going to find out? Or
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That sounds better. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, guys don't really talk, and when guys talk, it's like when a guy gets hauled in for murder and he cops the plea bargain, he's trying to avoid the death sentence. But he doesn't just walk into the precinct. It's after he's been cuffed and dragged in, he's in front of the judge, and then it just becomes, it's a choice between life in prison or death. And the thing is it's a bad and worse situation, and you just go for the bad at that point.
Well, women
cheat and will make sure you find out because they cheated because you didn't pay enough attention to them, and all the cheating would be for naught if you didn't find out and didn't have the message. And basically when women cheat is, okay, you listening now? Because now the vagina's talking. All right, we'll be back. We'll get to Bob and Jenny and cheating. All right, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, Adam and Joshua from the Flies are here. Royal Crown Review will be in here tomorrow night. Hey, next week, Cypress Hill, Local H, Craig Shoemaker, and our old friend Andy Dick, who used to be, he used to be like drunk and crazy. Now I think he's just crazy. I think he's sober.
Yeah, he's well recovered.
He is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can get into that.
Oh, yes. He's talking about it, too, so that's good.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
All right. He's one of the few guests who showed me his penis. And that was on the TV show, so you really got to give him points.
Forced himself on
it. He put his penis in my face one time.
Oh, he did?
Outside a club. I was talking like these 3 or 4 girls, and he purposely moved his way, like, because I was like, he thought I was like being cool or whatever. And he edged his way in a way where his penis, not nude, obviously, but right in my face, and I laughed my and everyone thought he was like being a jerk. I thought it was the funniest thing in the entire world.
His penis is it's like the warhead of a missile. It's what leads. You know, the engine's in the back and the penis is in the front, and Andy used that penis as a weapon. Yeah, well, no, he pulled it out of his pants during the show while the cameras were going.
He's flaming.
He turned his back on.
No.
I think he's just
everything.
He's
whatever. Yeah.
He's like a 7-Eleven. Just that the door's always open.
I don't care who walks in.
I don't think there's many guys that are truly bi, personally. In my experience, you're either with dudes. You know, a chick is a different thing. You like want to experiment. Girls are beautiful. They're round. They're soft. They're supple. But you don't wake up one morning and go, "Hey, I think I feel like getting boop in the." You know what I'm saying?
I am with you 1,000%.
Thank you
on this one. I will say, in some guys' defense, when they're constantly loaded, then things get a little blurry for them, even sexually.
Confusion. Yeah,
there's confusion.
May ensue.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all good. I hope he's happy as a lark. You know,
I'm with you. To me, guys that are bi, and by the way, guys who admit they're bi, you know, whether it's Elton John or whoever it is in 1978, eventually become gay. Don't they?
Oftentimes.
All right. And by the way, I don't call it bi. I call it half-mo. See, there's homo. That's a good offensive term, man. You half-mo? You homo? Whatever. About quarter-mo? About 3/8 mo. But a few drinks in here, like 5/8 mo. Jenny.
Yeah.
All right, so your boyfriend cheated.
Yeah.
A couple months ago.
Yeah.
And how did he tell you, or why did he tell you?
He told me so he wouldn't lose me, but I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
Well, why did he bring it up?
Yeah.
What do you mean so he wouldn't lose you?
Because he told me he loved me a week after we were dating.
Would you have found out?
Yeah, because my best friend came to me and told me.
Was it her?
Yeah, it was her that he slept with.
Enjoy.
There are no best friends, really, are there?
Best friends suck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys, you can fill in for us when we go on vacation. All I've learned from this show is lose your best friend, because they're the guy who beats the crap out of you. It's the guy who screws your girlfriend. It's the girl who has sex with your boyfriend. It's always the best friend. And as I said, thank God we've gone from, as a guy, you go from best friends to a-holes you work with. And it's the best way to do it, because they never have sex with your girlfriend and they don't stab you in the back. You just got to see them at a Christmas party once in a while. Jenny?
Yeah.
So he told you because she was about to tell you.
Yeah.
But he told you first.
Yeah.
And now she must be interested in him.
I guess so.
And she was going to tell you because he, like, betrayed her.
Yeah.
He made some promises to her.
Right. He didn't break up with Jenny.
Right. Right.
Drama.
Now, didn't you see that those two had something going on?
No.
You never would have guessed.
No, because they were always arguing.
That
time they were around me.
Yeah. Drew, you always argue with your wife, right? You love her, right?
That's right.
How old is this caller again?
19.
19. Well, at that age, I mean, I know I'm not much older than that, but, like, as long as you're not going to get married to the guy or you're not going to have a baby or whatever, why not, like, just kind of, you know, do whatever? I mean, does it really matter? Are you going to get married to this dude?
No.
But don't you think it sort of sets a precedent? I mean, like, I really wish a lot of the people that call this show and listen to this show would start taking real affirmative actions in their life. Like, hey, nobody screws around on me, especially not with my best friend. That's a serious betrayal. And even though we're not going to get married, I'm just going to set a good example for myself by dumping you. Because it seems to me that here's what happens to a lot of our callers. She takes him back. 8 months goes by. He screws around again. Eventually they break up, and now she's just a pile of rubble. Yeah. She got no strength out of the whole thing. She got no lessons out of it.
She goes down the ladder.
Her lessons she learned is guys are evil and screw around on
it.
Right. It's just more negativity.
And Dr. Drew, actually, he consistently, as you listen to the show over the years, he tells you that as you make those choices early on, you just continue to make those same choices as you keep going. You make the same mistake when you're 19 and you're 23 and 24 and 29.
And they may get worse because your self-worth starts to descend as you feel worth and more out of control.
Can I tell her one thing?
Sure.
I've like dated a bunch of girls, cute ones, whatever. I got a new girlfriend. She laid down the law first day. No girl's ever done that to me. And it's like, it makes a difference. It made a difference to me. I had to, in my mind, I still say to myself, well, I know I can't mess around with her. She's from Texas.
What does she say?
She just told me all the, baloney. I heard about the baloney you've done, and, well, let me tell you, I'm not going to do it.
It makes me believe that she screws around.
No.
I would love to believe that, but it's not true. But that's how cynical we become.
Yeah, most of our listeners just would project that. No, don't listen. Don't screw with Adam.
I know. I'm just saying that's what it.
No, but I've lived some very unique relationships, and so I can pick out the ones that I think that you can get away with that, and I think that's a tendency that these guys do. That they find the girl that they didn't I can make that move.
That's right.
But every once in a while, and I can't tell this advice enough. Because we're starting to get semi-famous, so like famous chicks are like starting to make their move on me or whatever, and it's kind of weird. They have the same problems that every other girl has,
right?
And yet this one girl tells me straight up, like, I got a strong dad, and don't mess with me. You know what I mean? And it makes a huge difference.
In the shotgun.
Don't mess around.
New sheriff in town.
She's big too.
I'm from Texas.
She'll kick your butt, dude.
Hey, Jenny.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your plan?
I guess just to dump them and...
Yeah, I think that'd be the best. I really think it'd be hugely liberating for you, and I think it'd be good for him.
Except you hear that little girl voice, don't you?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Has she got a high voice?
Yeah, a little bit. Jenny? Anyone ever screw with you when you were a kid?
Were you raped when you were a young teenager?
No.
Anything ever happened physically with you?
Mm-mm.
No? Where's your dad?
He's in a different state.
How old were you when he left?
I was 16.
Damn,
that's not too... Well, no, that's not too young. Do you have contact with him?
Yeah.
What was he? How did he treat your mom when you were growing up?
They're just normal.
Why did he leave?
They were just unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. They never told me the real reason.
No physical abuse, no alcoholism?
Mm-mm.
You never had eating disorder?
Mm-mm.
Okay, they have no excuses. They dumped the guy. See? Even if we're wrong, we're right, Troy. Pager going off? Nope. What the hell is that?
Sorry.
That's my fiance.
Dan. Or Dane.
Oh, hey, what's up? I want to say what's up to Adam and Josh.
What's up, baby?
Then I have a question. How long does it take for HIV to show up?
Well, the antibody, 6 months.
So it's 6 months or later?
Well, isn't it 6 months or... Oh, 6 months or later, right. But to me, if the medical profession sets 6 months as a standard, it must mean 90% is set by 2 months.
Yeah, a lot of it's set by 2 months.
Because you'd have to pick an outside number.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be sort of negligent, right?
Well, yeah.
Does anyone know what the percentage is?
I don't. I'm sure somebody does.
But someone could tell you 90% of the tests show positive after 5 weeks
I think
or something
the majority
like that.
probably are in that first 3 months.
Okay.
But why? What's up?
Oh, I just want to know. Because I'm going to be tested.
Why?
Well, I had sex with one person.
Mm-hmm.
Girl?
And, yeah.
Good.
And then I found out that through other people, that she's been around the block, I guess.
She's an IV drug user?
Yeah.
She's an IV drug user?
She used to be. I don't know that she is anymore.
You might get a hepatitis C also, a hepatitis B, maybe get a hepatitis B vaccine while you're at it.
Just have yourself dipped. You know how, like, when the mechanic says, like, you think you're going in for an oil change, the mechanic goes, no, you got to drop the car off.
Did you?
It's going to be a week. I think you just got to get dropped off.
Did you wear a condom?
No.
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, what are you worried about?
Well, it's reasonable. Are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Well, it's reasonable to get checked out, but definitely the hepatitis.
But I got really scared because of that.
Hepatitis, HIV, and thank God you took the proper...
Hey, Dane, was that your first woman?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I can hear it in his voice. I can also hear he's a condom guy. You're a good student, Dane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I can hear those. I can hear those good students. And so your guy, and did you kind of fall in love with her because she was your first?
Not really. I didn't have time, really. It was only about 2 weeks.
So you had some dates and stuff? It wasn't.
Yeah. But okay. I known her for a long time. But
all right.
How was it you didn't know she was an IV drug user?
She never told me. She didn't even look the druggy type. Who did
you find this out from?
Her mutual friends.
And what was the drug she was supposedly using?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
really? They didn't say that. They said she used needles. That's all she said.
That sounds funky. Like what? Needles? Like crochet? Like
she was shooting pot.
She was shooting pot. She was
Thank
smoking
God one of the
acid.
seats got stuck in the syringe.
Story sounds a little fishy to us.
All right, Dane, go get tested. But you put the condom on, you're fine.
Well,
okay.
You're safer. I thank God you did.
Right.
All right,
Dane. Hit the books.
You know what?
Hit the ball.
That was a bogus call.
You think so?
Yeah.
You weren't feeling it?
See, that's I totally agree with you.
Yeah, you just couldn't feel
Dane?
it.
No way.
Dane?
What's that?
I think you got Dane right, Anna, but if he really were in this situation, he'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're a condom. I just don't believe Dane got laid, to tell you the truth. Dane, what year were you born?
1980.
All right. And what was this chick's name?
Melissa.
And Drew, you have any other? Why doesn't Drew believe you?
Tell us honestly if this is made up. It's an okay question because it's important to bring these
we
issues
don't know.
up. But if we just validate our feelings at least, if you made this up.
Why does it sound like I made it up?
Yeah.
Are you from Carlsbad?
No, I'm from Modesto.
Okay.
All right. So you didn't make the question up, Dan?
No.
All right. It's just too boring.
Yeah. You could have thought of a better one, Dane.
Nice try.
No, I just
Enjoy.
mean it's too boring. If someone is extremely boring, I don't believe it's bogus because it seems like why bother? Although some people just want to hear their voice on the air, but it seems like you'd come up with something a little more spectacular than that.
I sat around with a bunch of kids that they all sat around and one kid was going to call, and they cooked up their story. Just like drug users, and then they called you.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Oh, it's great.
We can tell.
Yeah. I've seen Dr. Drew cut through that thin disguise.
Oh, the greatest is on the TV show. I know I've told it before, but it's worth telling again. We're doing the TV show, and some guy called in and said he was 21, he was in college, he was a little freaked out because he was just sort of going through his girlfriend's dorm room. He opened her underwear drawer, and he found herpes medication. And I was like, ooh, that's a dilemma, I mean, how long you been with her? 6 months. Drew said, no, you didn't. The guy said, I was like, hey, Drew, back off. The guy opened the drawer, he found some pills or some ointment or something, he's kind of freaked out. No, he didn't. Then the guy got a little nervous, yeah, I did. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. Well, why? What did it say on it? No medicine says herpes, for herpes on it. And the guy was pretty sharp, and he goes,
what's the name of the medicine? Yeah.
I'm pre-med, and I know that the medication is for herpes, and which sounded to me like, ooh, touche. Sounded like a pretty good move. And Drew just kept sweating the guy, and he eventually just freaked out, like John 3:16 or something, and hung up. But Drew was on to him. He locked onto him immediately, and it was a fairly benign question. Wasn't getting any vibe off him, and he was on him from the first syllable. So I guess Drew got lucky. All right, the Flies are here. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back. All right, it's the Loveline. Adam and Joshua are here from the Flies.
Yeah, get through a couple here.
You guys hang out and sit in with Royal Crown Review tomorrow night. I like these guys.
Yeah.
All right, let me, because I like them, let me give out some of the tour dates. They're in a few more cities than this, but these are the ones we're in, so it only makes sense. They'll be in Salt Lake, Utah, I'm guessing, on the 3rd of... Hey, listen.
Salt Lake, Wyoming.
And listen, wise ass. Drew and I have done some traveling, and when we were in DeKalb, Illinois, northern Illinois, about 2 weeks ago, we said to a woman after a gig, hey, we got to get out of here. We're going to Austin. We're going to Austin. She goes, Austin. Oh, that's nice. Austin, which Austin? And we said, what do you mean, which Austin? Austin. Oh, Austin
Powers.
Austin. She said, Austin, Minnesota.
Yes, right.
You all going to Austin, Minnesota? I said, where the F's? No. And You got to watch yourself. Because, like, listen, you dumb broad. I'm going to Austin. I've found out since we've traveled that there's 3 or 4
of everything.
Of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if another Salt Lake, but I swear to God, there's probably one somewhere. All right, anyway.
Back to the plugs.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the
13th of October, they're going to be in San Francisco. 15th October, they'll be in Riverside.
Yay!
The 22nd, they'll be in L.A. at the world's famous whiskey. 23rd, they'll be in Santa Barbara. On the 28th, they'll be in Denver at the Ogden Theater. That wasn't where we were, was it true? The 30th, they'll be in Miami. And November 1st, they'll be in Orlando. And then that's it, because that's all I got on the page. So look for these guys coming to a town near you. Please support friends of the show. Lisa.
Yes.
You're 30.
Yes.
What's going on?
Basically, been dating my boyfriend for about 3 months, and, well, we'll start to have intercourse, and halfway through he decides he's not interested.
Every time?
Not every time. He says that it's not all the time, that it's every once in a while.
When he says that,
Well,
it
is the middle of football season. With the baseball playoffs going on, I can understand.
What do you mean he says it's every once in a while? Is it every once in a while, or isn't it?
No, it's not. He says that he's into it, and then every so often, we don't have sex very often. We probably have sex maybe 4 times a whole month. And he thinks that maybe it had to do with him doing drugs before.
What drugs did he do?
Anything that you can smoke, probably.
How old is he now?
He's 24.
I wouldn't think it would affect it. Is he still doing drugs?
You know, I just caught him doing it maybe 3 weeks ago.
All right, well, that's the problem.
Yeah, but even, I mean,
does he happen with past girlfriends?
Does he
doing drugs the whole time?
Does he lose his erection?
No. He'll start, well, yeah, he'll probably start to get soft. And then he says he feels guilty because he's got a daughter. He feels like he spends too much time with me. Maybe he should spend more time with his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa, there's way more going on. There's a drug addict. Nothing is going to change until he gets into recovery.
And listen, you can't start psyching yourself out with the thoughts of the daughter while you're having sex.
Jeez.
No kids. Let me tell you, I don't have kids, but if I did, I'd take all the pictures on the nightstand, put them face down, and put them in a drawer. I'd put them in the toilet tank. Put them in a plastic bag and put them with a rock in the toilet tank.
That kind of thinking for the average 24-year-old wouldn't slow him down very much.
Right.
Right. There's something going on here, big time.
Yeah.
He's gay.
No, he's not. He's a drug addict.
He's a drug addict.
I can't believe you suspect that out so fast.
So
that freaked me out just then.
What did I do?
Him. He just.
True?
Like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a foot injury.
Everybody's a drug addict, according to Drew. Hey, Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so get into this topic with him, would you?
Well, I have. And I've told him I won't tolerate it. And I see him almost every day.
Lisa?
Yeah.
You found him doing drugs?
No, I didn't find him doing drugs. I confronted him about it, and
you said you caught him.
Well, I could tell his mannerisms were totally different.
All right, he's doing drugs.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Lisa, hold on a second. Let me yell at Lisa. Stop being so goddamn combative. You're in total denial. I said, so he loses his erection halfway, and I said, no. Well, he starts to go soft. You said a second ago you caught him doing drugs or you caught him high, and Drew said, so look, you saw he was doing, no. Yes, he's a drug addict, he's a limp penis.
And then it's, I'm not going to tolerate it, but here you are tolerating it.
Right.
You need to go to Al-Anon your dad was an alcoholic?
No.
Mom was an alcoholic?
No.
Somebody.
Who did what?
Nobody's an alcoholic in my family.
What were they?
What drug?
What were they doing?
Nothing.
Something. What happened to you? What was the...
Well, my dad's extremely controlling and verbally abusive, but, I mean, maybe that has to do with it.
Did he do pills or pot or anything?
My dad?
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Where that attraction comes in?
Yeah, where do you get on... Why are you so intent on keeping this addict an addict?
Why didn't you just dump him
and continue and keeping this dance going? I mean, there's some fit there that you have to act.
Well,
on.
Maybe she's controlling like her dad. You know what I mean? Like,
well, then was mom doing anything? Did she take any medication or anything like that?
She never had cough syrup ever once.
Not every day.
All right.
Check it out. There's something's here. And your denial is so thick that maybe there's something you're not seeing.
Lisa,
Yes.
Drop your denial for 1 second, close your eyes, and just tell me, is there any substance abuse connection that you could make, whether it's booze, pills, whatever drug it is,
gambling,
with a family member,
cheating,
brother, something like that? Grandparents?
None.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, again, a very rare case of just being sort of screwed up on your own.
Well, you need Al-Anon in the worst way. You're not going to change him.
Right.
You can only change yourself. And Al-Anon is a nice way to go about that.
Take it easy on the guy if he like can't hack it. I mean,
God, I
disagree. She's like, he's getting soft, and I won't stand for it.
Well,
No.
Are you married? Are you married?
No.
You know, one time I dumped a girl because she had too much pubic hair. You know, I am very, very particular.
Well, it's on her forehead, and that's where Adam had to draw the line.
Why isn't she? I mean, why not just get out?
Oh,
forget Al-Anon. Just move on.
That's the other way to do it.
How about Al move on?
But you know what she'll do? She'll find the same guy.
I know.
She'll find the same guy. So.
All right, Lisa?
Right.
You
Yeah.
can only
Please.
change yourself. That's all you can
Enjoy.
do.
Sheep from Carlsbad.
Be happy, please. And do something. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetie. You're worth it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
That was my point in a roundabout way.
I promise you, one of her parents was into something. But maybe she didn't even know it. Maybe it's just strung out of Valium or something.
She was very, very rigid and very. She was
know it.
very bitter.
There's very few stuff that I know for sure. I know for sure is something there.
All right. Well, the first thing you know for sure is you're never wrong, right? Hey, Adam, let's discuss the pube factor for just a second.
It actually wasn't that. It was like an.
He's just being facetious.
I am.
It was something trivial.
But I did. I one time I couldn't date this girl because her nose moved when she talked.
Really?
And it just bugged the hell out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really that it happened, or really that it bothered him?
Oh, it really bugged me.
Oh, really? That happened?
Beautiful girl.
Clark Gable. You ever see him act? His nose goes like this as he talks.
Really?
You watch Gone with the profiles? His nose is going like this every time he speaks.
Because the tape on his ears is pulling his face.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
I got to focus. I'm always staring at that.
He knows everything.
Always eyeballing that Mammy Kizzy. I got a thing for her. I want her to cinch up my corset. I can focus on him. What do you think, Drew? Staring at Craven's nose. They say the nose is the penis without underpants. All right. Drew, where are we?
Go to break.
Where are we?
Yeah.
This poor bastard Matthew's been on hold for 80 minutes. Please. Matthew.
Yes.
All right, you used a lot of LSD?
Yeah.
You want to know what the consequences are?
Yeah, because I get, like, depressed real easy.
That's the main deal. That's the main deal from LSD.
Are you using it anymore?
No.
I suggest you see somebody. People that do a lot of LSD typically need to be on medication. It is
like what kind of
antidepressant medication because it damages the brain.
I've been through, like, counselors and stuff, and I was on, like, Zoloft.
Yeah. You need to be, people that do a lot of acid usually end up on long-term medication.
Who should he see?
Psychiatrist.
Hey, Drew, go talk to him off the air. The guy's been on hold for 80 minutes. Can you do that? He has to now because I did it over the air. He's not going to look like an a-hole. All right, so can you just, put the cigarette down for one break and go talk to one of our callers?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back. Royal Crown Review tomorrow night. Be nice to see those guys. The Flies, Holiday Man is the name of the CD. Matthew, Sherry cleared the lines, didn't know you were on hold, so as if the acid wasn't bad enough, you're on hold for 80 minutes, and you got 30 seconds
But
to
he
Drew.
didn't know he was on hold for 80 minutes.
I know.
For him, it was like a second.
No, for him, it was like an hour. Hour 45. All right, Drew?
Yeah.
You done?
I'm done.
Good. All right, guys, Adam, Joshua, thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Great experience.
Holiday Man's the name of the CD. Please go out and get that. Until next time, Sam Crow for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline.